There's a moment when she looks at you and you're not sure if it meant something or nothing at all. Stick around, because after this video, you won't miss that moment again. Today's topic is something a lot of men wrestle with silently. How do you really know when a woman wants you to approach her? The truth is, most women don't say it out loud. They communicate through small signals, a glance, a shift in posture, maybe even the way she holds eye contact. But if you're not paying attention, or worse, if you've never been taught what to notice, you can either miss a real opportunity or misread a friendly gesture as something more. In this video, we'll break down 6 clear, low-key signs that she's open to being approached. These aren't over-the-top signals. They're subtle, intentional cues that say, "I see you, and I might want to connect." And here's the key. At the end of this video, we'll also talk about how to respond the right way. Because recognizing the signal is one thing, approaching with confidence and respect is another. So stay with me. This is the stuff no one ever taught us, but every man needs to know. Let's get into it. Number 1. When her eyes say everything. There are moments when words don't speak first, the eyes do. She's across the room. She looks at you, just long enough for you to wonder if it meant something. Then she looks away, almost too quickly. A few minutes pass, and it happens again. This isn't just coincidence. It's not polite curiosity. It's a test. Her eyes are sending a signal. Did you see me? Will you come closer? This is one of the most ancient and powerful nonverbal invitations. She's not waving, she's not walking over, but she's making the first move in the safest way she knows how. Here's what most men miss. That second glance, and especially the third, is deliberate. She's giving you a window, a small, silent opportunity, and it won't stay open forever. Her body stays still, composed. But her gaze? It's inviting, curious. She wants to see how you respond, not with some flashy pickup line, but with calm confidence. A smile, a walk in her direction, a simple hello. That's all it takes to enter the silent conversation she started. It's subtle, and that's why most men ignore it. They're waiting for words, when her eyes already spoke volumes. This look isn't about desperation. It's about controlled vulnerability. She's not chasing. She's not risking rejection. She's offering you a chance, without risking her dignity. And if you ignore it, that moment disappears. She'll never try again. But if you catch it, if you respond with intention, that moment becomes the beginning of something real. Not with a word, but with a look, and the courage to look back and stay. Number 2. When she places herself in your orbit. There's a certain language women speak, no words, no noise, just placement. When she chooses to stand near you in a room full of space, that's not random, that's intention. In a crowded bar, a casual hangout, or even at a group event, she could be anywhere, but she positions herself within your reach. Not too close to be obvious, not too far to be accidental, just close enough for you to feel her presence and wonder if it means something. That's not coincidence, that's a silent invitation. She may not speak, but her proximity does. When her friends start drifting toward your side of the room, when she lingers nearby longer than needed, when you catch her glancing from the corner of her eye, that's the dance. She's offering access. She's not chasing. She's creating space for you to make a move. It's subtle but powerful. Because in today's world of constant distractions, few people slow down enough to notice the energy between bodies in a room. Here's the key. When a woman stands near you without needing to, She's saying, I feel good here. I'm curious. I'm hoping you notice. That closeness, that small break in distance, is a show of trust. Not the deep kind that comes with time, but the first spark, the one that says, I feel safe enough to be near you. And if, in that moment, she glances your way, don't miss it. Because that flicker of eye contact is her final check. Are you aware of me? Are you interested too? And if you meet her eyes, hold the gaze, and even smile, she'll know. You got the message. She won't need to say a word. In that space between silence and movement, the connection has already begun. Number 3. When her movements speak louder than words. Sometimes, attraction doesn't speak in words. It shows up in motion. When a woman is drawn to someone, her body often gives it away before her voice ever does. You'll notice it in how she moves. Her laugh, just a little louder than the moment calls for. Her hands, suddenly expressive, animated, alive in conversation. Her posture, more open, more present, more dialed in. It's not random, it's deliberate. She's trying to be noticed, by you. She's not doing this for the whole room. She's not performing for a crowd. She's sending energy in your direction, hoping you're sharp enough to pick it up. This isn't fake. It's not manipulation. It's instinct. A subtle dance between visibility and vulnerability. She might toss her hair more often. She might adjust her outfit when you walk by. She might angle her body toward you, even while talking to someone else. All of it, quiet signals, but powerful ones. Here's the key. She's not being louder to be dramatic. She's being louder to be heard, by you. You see, attraction often carries a performative edge. We all do it, but for many women, especially those who don't want to make the first verbal move, this is how they open the door. A playful gesture, a lean that breaks personal space, a laugh that lingers too long. And the question you should ask yourself is simple. Who is she performing for? Is her energy mirrored toward you, even when others are around? If so, she's not just being expressive. She's reaching out, one exaggerated movement at a time. Because here's the truth. People don't amplify themselves for those they feel indifferent toward. They do it for those they hope will stay. So when you see this kind of shift, don't just see the gesture. Hear the message behind it. She's saying, I want to be seen by you. And if you see her, really see her, you've already responded. Number 4, her oldest signal. Sometimes the loudest message is whispered, in a moment you almost miss. She looks at you, not just casually but deliberately. Then it happens. A soft smile, a gentle flick of the hair. Most men overlook it. But if you're paying attention, that's not just a habit. That's a signal. When a woman smiles and plays with her hair in the same breath, she's saying something her words never will. I see you, and I want to be seen by you. It's one of the most timeless cues of feminine interest. Subtle, instinctive, and powerful. The smile invites warmth. The hair flick adds movement. It draws the eye, frames her face, and reveals a spark of playful confidence. She may not even realize she's doing it, but it's real. Biology, psychology, social instinct, all of it layered into this small gesture. And it's almost never random. You'll notice it across the room or in mid-conversation. Her hand moves through her hair. Her eyes hold yours a second longer. And that smile? It's not the one she gives to everyone else. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. But it's honest. And in that quiet moment, she's offering you something most men ignore. Permission. Not pressure, not expectation. Just an opening for something to begin. Because this is how women communicate interest, not with bold declarations, but with soft tension, with body language that speaks before words ever do. The beauty of it lies in the subtlety. It's elegant, it's ancient, and if you respond with eye contact, a smile, or a calm hello, you're not just reacting, you're accepting the invitation. This gesture isn't about vanity, it's about awareness. It's a pulse of curiosity. It's how something real often starts, before a single word is spoken. So next time you see it, that smile paired with the flick of her hair, don't brush it off. She's not just fixing her look. She's drawing you in, without ever saying a word. Number 5, the accidental touches. There's a kind of connection that doesn't begin with a bold move. It begins with a moment. A light tap on the arm as she laughs. A playful nudge while walking past. The brush of her fingers when she hands you something. To the untrained eye, it looks casual, harmless, random. But if you're paying attention, you'll realize these touches aren't accidental. They're signals. Subtle, intentional, honest. When a woman feels drawn to you, she often won't say it out loud. Instead, she'll create opportunities, small, physical gestures, to test the space between you. She shortens the distance, not to provoke, not to pressure, but to say, I trust you enough to be close. You'll notice it in the way she leans in, even when she can hear you just fine, or how her laughter is paired with a gentle hand on your arm, or how she positions herself slightly closer than the moment requires. It's not just about touch, it's about permission. She's saying, I feel comfortable here. I want to see if you do too. And here's the part most men miss. The correct response isn't to escalate, it's to reflect, match her pace, return the energy with presence, not pressure. A warm smile, a soft response. That's how trust deepens, not just attraction. In a world where words are guarded and unclear, touch becomes one of the last honest languages. When she reaches out, even lightly, she's risking something. And if you respect that moment, if you recognize it as a quiet form of vulnerability, you set yourself apart from every man who's too distracted, too aggressive, or too unaware. Because in that brush of her hand, that lingering pause, she's saying, I see you. I feel something. I want to know if it's safe to get closer. And when you answer her signal with calm confidence, not assumption, that's where something real begins. Number 6, when she starts random conversations that aren't random at all. It might seem like nothing. She leans over in a coffee shop and asks, do you know the Wi-Fi password? Even though it's written right on the wall. Or at a bar, she glances over and says, is this seat taken? Even though there are 3 empty ones right beside it. To most men, it sounds like casual small talk. But to the man who's paying attention, it's something else entirely. She's not looking for information, she's looking for connection. These kinds of moments, soft, low stakes, seemingly random, are some of the most overlooked signals of female interest. They're safe, disarming, and intentional. She hasn't risked anything by asking. But if you respond well, she now has a reason to keep talking, without appearing too forward. This is her way of saying, I'm open. I want to see who you are. She's not testing you to manipulate. She's feeling your presence. She wants to know, are you grounded? Are you warm? Do you know how to carry a moment? And this is where most guys fumble. They give a short, literal answer and then look away. But she wasn't asking for the answer. She was offering an opening. It's not about performance. It's about presence. Ask her something back. Match her energy. Let it flow. because she's reading how you handle the moment, not just what you say. And if you engage, she'll often follow up. Maybe a soft laugh, a casual comment about the place you're in, a shared observation. That's her saying, "I'm still here. I'm still interested." These small moments might feel insignificant, but they carry huge emotional weight. They're her way of seeing if she can feel safe around you, if conversation flows, if you're someone she wants to stay near, and if you're present enough to notice. You'll realize she wasn't just asking a question, she was inviting you into a moment. Understanding a woman's subtle signals isn't about turning every glance or gesture into a secret code to crack. It's about something deeper. It's about learning to slow down, to really see the moment, and trust yourself enough to respond with calm, grounded confidence. Because here's the truth. When a woman makes the first move, even if it's soft, even if it's hidden behind a glance, a smile, a random question, she's not just reaching out. She's inviting you into her world, carefully, cautiously, and with hope. And how you respond matters more than you realize, not just for her, but for you. When you recognize these signals without overthinking them, when you respond with presence, not pressure, you're stepping into a different kind of connection, one built not on games, not on scripts, but on genuine energy. Because attraction, at its core, is ancient. It's not about memorizing lines or tricks. It's about presence, awareness, a quiet kind of boldness. When you notice her eyes lingering a second longer, when you feel her standing just a little closer, when you catch that smile, that touch, that soft invitation, and you respond with warmth instead of fear, you send a message right back. I see you too, and you're safe with me. That's powerful. And the beauty of this is that it doesn't just change your interactions with women, it changes you. It trains you to be more present in every part of your life, to pick up on the subtle things most people miss, to stop chasing validation and start inviting real connection. Because a high-value man, a truly grounded man, isn't desperate for signals. He's tuned into the moment. He trusts what he sees, and he trusts how he moves through it. So if you take nothing else from this video, take this. Slow down. Look deeper. Trust the quiet moments. Because the truth is, most women want to be approached by the right man. They just don't always have the words to say at first. They leave little doors open, hoping someone will notice and walk through them with respect and courage. Be that man. Notice her. Respond when the moment is right. And do it with calm strength, the kind that doesn't need to chase or prove anything. That's the Stoic mindset. That's emotional intelligence in action. That's how you move through the world with quiet power and attract what's real. And before you go, if this helped you see things more clearly, if you feel more equipped to read the unspoken signals around you, drop a comment below and tell me, what's one moment where you realized she wanted you to make a move? Let's share real stories and help each other get sharper, stronger, and more connected. If you found value here, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive into relationships, mindset, and emotional mastery. Until next time, stay grounded, stay aware, stay stoic. See you soon.